Good evening. We have never seen anything quite like this in the recent history of the United States. And tonight we begin our coverage of a tragedy in the American South following some of the most violent weather this planet can produce in any one place at one time. In one night, 173 separate tornadoes reportedly touched down. If that number holds, it'll stand as a single-day record. That would make it the deadliest tornado outbreak since 1974. Here are the numbers as of now. There are 280 Americans confirmed dead so far across a 5-state region. More than 1,000 people injured, damage that will take years to clean up and fix. And full disclosure here, we signed off the broadcast last night saying we'd see you from London for the royal wedding coverage, and we went to London, indeed, overnight. But realizing this death toll, the scope of this tragedy, we came back to begin our coverage of this story, and so we do. Our team is spread out across the region tonight. They're all in place. We want to begin with Weather Channel meteorologist Jim Cantore. He's in Tuscaloosa, Alabama tonight. Jim, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. The winds with this powerful tornado, probably in excess of 200 miles an hour, were enough to not only knock down the tree, but peel the bark off it behind me. And these winds have left thousands of people homeless tonight. This is the moment one of the massive tornadoes ripped through Tuscaloosa. Student Chris England could hardly catch his breath as the funnel approached. Just one of many that touched down in states across the South overnight. Buildings flattened, cars tossed around like toys, entire communities gone.
First responders who were here were so busy pulling the living from all of this debris, they were forced to ignore the dead. That's how bad this is. You can hear the sound of smoke detectors in the distance, but no one's here. There's the smell of death. Across town, 16 people were killed, and most of them were killed in this neighborhood. So many families, so many people whose lives were ruined.
They were massive, truly massive tornadoes, nearly a mile wide, churning through homes, taking more than a dozen lives in Tuscaloosa. Another 5 dead here, 6 dead there, as the sirens sounded all across the state of Alabama and parts of Georgia.
It's almost as if a bomb went off in the neighborhood.
From the sky, it certainly looked like a bomb.
It's devastating. It's just, I'm in shock.
This was the view from surveillance video in Covington, Mississippi. This salvage yard didn't stand a chance. The storm forced forecasters at the National Weather Service in Huntsville to leave their building and run for cover. West of Huntsville, the Browns Ferry nuclear power plant lost power. They had to fire up generators to keep the unit safely running. Late last night, the president and Alabama's governor quickly declared this a disaster zone.
We're also going to send in National Guard troops tonight and in the morning to many of the areas. At least 1,400 troops are going in.
Today, those troops will join firefighters and volunteers to search for survivors like this young girl who was pulled from underneath a large pile of bricks. Survivors like Patty Perez. She was sandwiched in her flattened home. It took 3 men to pull her free.
I couldn't get up. I was having to move stuff off of me. I got up. This is what I woke up to.
Shamika Robinson ran inside this gas station for cover. It was destroyed. Somehow she made it out alive.
The ceiling collapsed on me. The door slammed back on me.
George, they're saying that the storm that hit here, the tornado, had wind speeds of up to 200 miles an hour.
happen with any precision. The feature film, The Day After Tomorrow, comes to mind. Now, there's some science in there and some science fiction. The science is things that have happened in the past. They start out with the part of the Ross Ice Shelf breaking away in the Antarctica. That's a very dramatic recreation of something that really did happen. And then there's the scene inside the museum in New York City, where these young teenagers are looking at a mammoth, a stuffed and mounted mammoth that was found frozen in Siberia. Hundreds of these mammoths have been found. They're found in the standing position, eating tropical, semi-tropical plants. Flash frozen so quickly that 3,600 years later, their meat was harvested and sold in Paris restaurants as a delicacy for human consumption.
There is tragedy across a part of America tonight. The terrible tornado disaster in the southern United States, the rising death toll, the towns flattened, the neighborhoods left in ruins. It is a fierce freak weather assault. 165 tornadoes in 24 hours, one of the tornadoes traveling 100 miles. And so much death. More than 290 people have been killed across 6 states, more than 190 in Alabama alone. And meteorologists say they have not seen this kind of destruction in 40 years. Here are some of the thundering sights and sounds captured by the people on the ground.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap, guys. This thing is huge!
Look at this thing. Goodness gracious. Mind-boggling. Be in a safe place now. Please, please do not take any chances with this.
Right now there are sirens going on.
Oh my God.
That's over there at Campus Way.
It's surreal. Goodness. Look at that. Are you kidding me? This is a very serious situation. That is something that you pray that you never, ever, ever see. This will be a day that will go down in state history. And all you can do is pray for those people.
We turn to the tragic story unfolding tonight across a great swath of America as thousands there are mourning tonight for loved ones lost in the terrible tornadoes that have brought unimaginable destruction over so much of the South. ABC's Jim Avila is there in Concord, Alabama.
A record-breaking 173 tornadoes tore through 14 states. Supercells, biblical in size and strength. Supercells, biblical in size and strength, ripping through homes and devastating farmland. Frightening scenes of nature's fury, the worst breakout of tornadoes in 40 years. The hardest hit state, Alabama. John Brown from SevereStudios.com was in Tuscaloosa when this twister, packing 200-mile-per-hour winds and reaching a mile wide, barreled through the town, and he caught it all on tape.
Now, you've seen quite a few of these, I'd imagine.
Yes.
Where does this rank?
Oh, worst ever that I've ever seen. And I think when the actual data comes out on this one, we're going to see some
some high winds with this one. I've never seen anything like it. When we saw it, it was really tear-jerking seeing it destroy people's lives and property.
As dawn broke, humbled survivors sifting through what remains, a sea of debris.
All of your photo albums are over there.
Judy Cook hid in her closet to survive and came back to collect what she could find.
Where that red's painted, that was my carport. And you see that truck way over there, it had a toolbox on it, and it's over yonder in a tree.
6 of her neighbors died in the storm. And as the day went on, we learned of nearly 300 deaths and 1 million without power.
So have you been back yet at all?
The dramatic stories of those who narrowly survived are harrowing.
I could just see pieces of the roof just flying off.
Did you think your life was at risk?
Yes.
Here in Concord, Alabama, Karen Mundy, hand in hand with her husband, on her first trip back to what was a 2-story house, entering today through the front window. It's where her brother-in-law died yesterday, and she survived by climbing in her bathtub.
I was just like this. I was just like that. But I just covered my head up. I was just holding on right here.
Could you feel yourself being pulled?
Mm-hmm.
So it was trying to get you.
I could just feel it shaking me.
The sheriff, Mike Hale, took us through the devastation in Concord. As many as 200 homes destroyed.
They're just so unpredictable. They can track which way they're going, but with pretty much certainty. Look at the width of it, almost a mile wide in sections. Where do you run from it? You can't.
So trees came down.
Oh, yeah.
How many people died in this area?
This area right here, we have 6 people that died.
Even for those who did not take a direct hit, the power outages have led to gas lines because the pumps have no power. Insignificant, perhaps, to those like Karen Mundy, who lost their homes and loved ones.
I don't have anything. It's all gone. It's all gone.
All gone.
In a spring night they will never forget. In a year that will go down in the weather records. I'm Jim Avila for Nightline in Concord, Alabama.